What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at some TVC figures, as you can see, and we have the Vintage Collection 4-pack, and this is a X-Wing pilot 4-pack, as you can see. This has the Maryland, not Maryland, not Marilyn Monroe, come on now. I forget the name of her, basically the same species as Luminara and Barris Offie, and then we also have a Duros, which is the same species as Cad Bane, and we also see that same species in the cantina, which is pretty cool, man. But this 4-pack was on sale, it had like a springtime sale going on at Amazon, so I got this for like 41 bucks, $42 and some change. So that's roughly like 9 or 10 bucks per figure for TVC, and like a newer TVC at that. I was like, why not, man? I got the Luke's X-Wing pre-ordered from Big Bad, and I also have the X-Wing Luke on card. I'm probably going to bust them out of that when I get the X-Wing in hand, and I'm just going to have these other pilots just kind of hanging out in the background. I think it'll look really cool and just add to the display. But really stoked to have this, especially for the price, for like 40 bucks basically. It's just really cool. And you can see here, this part's a little misleading. Like, where are these? Where are they? You know, but we do get these 4 pilots, as you can see here on the box. It's here's the Duros right here, then 2 humans, and then the I don't want to say it wrong again. I always butcher it, but same species as Luminara Unduli as well, and Barris Offie. Here's the side of the box, and you can see the Duros X-Wing pilot here, and you can see the logo here, the Star Wars Vintage Collection. Here's the 4 pilots, the bottom of the box technically, because the flap's under here. Here's the barcode and legal information for those of you that care for that. Here's the other side of the box, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get on into this thing. I'm super excited to have this thing in hand, and I'm not a big TVC guy, but I do dabble here and there. But the X-Wing pilot suit, the jumpsuit, is just so iconic, so let's get this thing open. So starting off with Luminara Unduli's species for the X-Wing pilot here. Here is her helmet. You can see she's got this nice green, super clean Rebel emblems here. See if I can get that a little bit closer and get it to focus in. Okay, it's not going to work with me. Okay, this is good. But really cool visor. You can see that transparency. The green pinstriping is super clean. The Rebel emblems are super clean as well. Very precise. I gotta say that the paint on these is pretty impressive, man. Look at that. That's pretty awesome, man. Very, very precise. Super clean, accurate hits of paint. And then here she is. And I'm just going to run over each figure and how they look at first, and then we'll go over the articulation real quick. But typical X-Wing jumpsuit. I don't know much about TVC, so I don't know if this is a similar mold. Obviously, I can compare them in just a moment and really see here and see all the similar folds, which I'm sure, obviously, I doubt they would all be separate sculpts. But either way, like I said, I'm just not too knowledgeable on TVC, but it's a really good looking figure. Pretty cool to have a alien female species X-Wing pilot. That's pretty badass. The braid on her hair is really nice. That's super cool. And the paint, I really like the color of green that they use for her skin tone here. And just all the hits of paint here on her chest plate. Very, very clean. Super nice. So there she is. And next up, we'll look at the Duros, just because the aliens are just so cool to me. And here is the Duros X-Wing pilot's helmet, as you can see. And again, just super clean paint. Basically the same exact design and scheme, just different colors. Again, that yellow on the visor is just so badass. The chin strap, super clean paint. Sorry, I'm being really jerky with this. And that pinstripe on the red is just beautiful, man. That is so cool. So we'll put this to the side, and there, and here is the Duros. And just look at those eyes, man. That's very cool. Very cool sculpt here. Duros is definitely an interesting species for sure. I like his cut-off gloves here. Very nice. Again, just super clean hits of paint. The orange on the jumpsuit is just, it pops. This is the perfect X-Wing orange. Yeah, solid sculpt, man. Pretty much all the same as the other. Very, very nice. There's even like a little bit of a wash in there in the cheeks, as you can see. That's pretty sweet, man. That's nice. Even in the forehead brow lines here. That's pretty nice. That's very cool. So there he is. Here is one of the we'll get on to the boring humans. So here's the male, and he's got the black pinstripe going down his helmet. Again, just super. All these helmets have very, very clean paint apps. I'm very impressed. They're so tiny, man. I'm not used to these little Happy Meal toys. I'm just kidding. Some of y'all are probably like, "Oh, is he serious?" No, I'm just joking. I'm just talking shit. But this looks really good, man. I'm impressed. That is so cool. So then here is the male X-Wing pilot. You see, we just have a generic. I don't know if this guy is from anything or if he's just a generic sculpt, but either way, it's cool. Probably going to throw the helmet on this guy and the other female and keep the helmets off of the Duros and the Merlin species. I don't know why I keep saying Maryland. The hell? But again, so I can, now that I'm kind of glancing these over, these are the same sculpt, of course. It'd be very random if they just used all new sculpts for each of these, of course. That's just not how they do things. But the hair on this one's very nicely sculpted. Very cool. And like I said, I will do a quick rundown of the articulation on these as well. So there's the male. Here is the last one of the bunch. The other female has a blue pinstripe helmet. Again, just very, very clean Rebel insignia. Super clean blue. Very precisely done. Very impressed. Very tight paint work. And then here she is. And she looks pretty awesome, man. Looks very cool. Got her hair in like almost like a Leia bun or something like that. You can see how the hair is kind of folded over and braided. But she looks pretty cool. Again, just all the same sculpt. And just for the cool factor, we're gonna jump with the aliens. Just to go over articulation. So with this strap here, you're just going to be kind of limited. Obviously, you can scoot this up and you can really get these legs to split out more if you really mess around with this. Oh, I say that. Yeah, there we go. And you can really get a really good split here. And you can just... TVC can be weird. These hip joints, it's not really like a typical Black Series. If you're used to that, it's just a disc hinge. In there, it's not really a ball joint, but you can get some nice articulation. You just got to turn it. But then they also have thigh swivel. That's pretty cool. Hashtag bring back thigh swivel to the Black Series. And we got a nice single hinge knee here. Gets right to 90. And the feet go down pretty far. Damn, very far actually. She's been hitting her ballet or something. Or yoga. Can't really go up that far. And of course there is ankle pivot. Mine's a little stiff at the moment, but I can feel it there. And then the arms can get up to a full T, no problem. There we go. Well, this one's kind of there. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Again, 360 degrees out of that. 90 degree elbow, just about, maybe a little bit over 90 degrees. There is a horizontal hinge here on the right hand. And a vertical hinge here on the right hand and a horizontal hinge here on the left hand. And then getting to the head articulator, well, actually we'll go to the diaphragm. You can see got a little bit of nice side to side tilt. There's also pivot, 360 swivel, and then I just noticed this nice little hose right here. That's pretty sweet. Nice little piece of extra deco. And then she can actually get some nice head tilt, so you can get a little bit of attitude or expression out of her. So that's pretty cool. She can look up about that far. She can look down a little bit. Not too bad. It's definitely there. It's not too bad. Probably sitting like on a ball joint there. Ball socket, I should say. But yeah, man, overall for a TVC figure to have this much articulation is honestly kind of crazy. Like I said before in the beginning of the review, I'm not a huge TVC guy. Like I dabble. I have a little bit of TVC if you're familiar with my channel, but I'm not very knowledgeable. I'm not near as knowledgeable about TVC as I am about the Black Series, but overall these are really, really cool. And I almost looked over this. There's also a swivel at the knee and the elbow. And the helmets here actually go on quite nicely. Obviously, you just gotta, fidget with it for a minute. But once you get it looking good, I feel like that looks pretty good to me, man. That's pretty badass. That yellow transparency of the visor, just the way it shows the eyes, that's so rad. And just upon further inspection of the helmet here, you can actually see The whole thing was actually casted in this yellow transparent plastic, and then everything else was painted on here. So that's pretty impressive, man. It looks really good. Well, y'all, here are the 4 X-Wing pilots from the Vintage Collection 4-pack, and I really dig these figures. These are a lot of fun. I think these are going to look so badass, just kind of like standing around the X-Wing when I finally get it. I'm really excited for the TVC X-Wing, and it's going to be really, really cool, man. But all these figures have amazing paint apps, especially the Duros and the... I need to get this right. The Merlin... I don't know why I keep doing that, y'all. I keep saying like Maryland or so. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but these things have such awesome... They are covered in paint, and I'm always impressed when I pick up a modern TVC figure the amount of articulation that they can pack into a 3 3/4 figure is pretty astonishing to me, to be quite honest with you. I'm still a 6-inch guy at heart. I still prefer my 1/12 scale over the 1/18, but this is still really cool. Overall, man, I think these are so cool, and for like $41 and some change, I couldn't pass them up, man. But these are a lot of fun. I look forward to getting them on the shelf incorporated with the X-Wing when it finally comes. And I appreciate you all taking a few minutes to hang out with me while I geek out over these and tell you all about them. And if you are in a position to support my channel, I offer channel membership. So if you are if you're feeling generous, go check that out. I much appreciate it, but it's not necessary at all. Just liking, watching, subscribing, and commenting is plenty enough for me, and I appreciate it so very much. Shout out to all my members of Clan Stone. I appreciate each one of you so very much. And also all of you watching at home or at work, wherever you are. And I hope you're having a great day or night whenever you're watching. May the force be with you.